specifically, today's class completely will discuss about spanning tree. That is our discussion. Spanning tree. To construct a spanning tree, basically there are 4 algorithms. One is breadth first search, depth first search. Third one is Kruskal's algorithm. The fourth one is the Prim's algorithm. And once again, this spanning tree is very important. You will be definitely get a question from this topic. One essay question, you will definitely get it. Okay. So the question will be very simple. They give a graph and they'll ask you to construct a spanning tree, either by applying BFS or DFS or Kruskal's or Prim's. Sometimes they may ask to apply both algorithms, BFS and DFS, and so on. Okay. And this topic is once again very important. Okay. So first, let us see what is tree. For 2 to 3 minutes, we will discuss what is a tree and some examples of tree. We'll understand. Then we go for the spanning tree. And then we discuss all these 4 today, if possible. Yeah. So, what is the basically difference between a tree and a graph? Graph, we know what graph contains vertices, and their vertices are connected, right? Okay, but basically tree, there are many definitions. One of the simple definition is a graph is said to be tree. Graph is said to be tree if there exists a unique path between any 2 vertices. Very simple definition. So I can call a graph as a tree if there exists a unique path. What do you mean by unique path? Single path. There must be exactly one path, not more than one path, and there should not be any path also. Okay, there must be exactly one path between any 2 vertices. Then we can call that graph as tree. Otherwise, that is graph only. For example, let me give it. Now, can I call this as a tree? Can I call this as a tree? Of course, it's a graph. Ask, say yes or no. Why? Something you speak.
No, sir.
Why? What is the reason?
Sir, for example, if we take C, we can go to C from A to C directly, or with help of B also we can travel.
Right. So there is no unique path. If I take A and C, there is no unique path. Okay, there are multiple paths are there. So therefore, it is not a tree. Okay. Now, suppose if I take this graph. Yeah, tell me whether this is a tree or not. This is a tree or not?
Lockdown la.
This is a tree or not?
Yes, sir. Tree, sir.
Tree. Because if you observe carefully, you take any 2 words. Please mute. Please mute. So you take any 2 vertices. Please be careful while listening to the classes. You take any two vertices. Okay, there is a unique path. You take any two, for example, A to F, for example. Then this is the path. You have exactly one path. You take any two vertices, you have exactly one path. So therefore, it is a tree. Okay. So this is a tree. This is not a tree. Why? Because you have multiple paths. What about this? What about this? Is it a tree?
No, sir.
Why? What is the reason?
Sir, last two parallel lines are not having any connectivity.
Yeah. See, suppose if I name, let's say this is A and let's say this is B, for example, and of course some more vertices are there, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now, for example, for a glance, A and B, there is no path at all. A and B, there is no path. A and D, there is no path. So therefore, it is not a tree. Okay. Is it clear, guys? What is a tree? Of course, all these three are graphs only. This is a graph, second one is a graph, third one is also a graph. But a tree has some specific feature. What is that feature? You take any two vertices, there must exist exactly one path between the two vertices. For any two vertices, you take any two vertices, there must exist exactly one path. Then only I can call that graph as tree. Got my point? Okay. And there is another definition also. We're mapping this. That is the first definition. Definition 2 is a graph is said to be tree if it is connected. It is connected and contains no cycles. This is another definition. Okay, a graph is said to be tree if it is connected and contains no cycles. That means what? See, if you see here, it is not tree because why? It is connected, but there are cycles in this. It's a cycle, right? A, B, C, A is a cycle. Okay. Now it is a tree because it is connected and it doesn't contain cycles. It is not tree because it is not connected. There is no cycles in this, fine, but it is not connected graph. Okay. So tree D is demanding two things. It must be connected. It must be connected, and second condition is it should not contain cycles. Okay. So if these two are there, then I can call. If these two conditions are there, then I can call that as a tree. Okay. Now there are one or two important properties of tree. Properties of tree. The first one is in a tree with n vertices. N vertices. There will be always n minus 1 edges. Okay, if we take a tree, there are n vertices in that tree. Okay, then there will be n minus 1 edges. Okay, that is number of edges is always equal to number of vertices minus 1. This property holds for a tree. So you take one example. For example, let us say this is simple tree. Okay. How many vertices are there? How many vertices are there?
5,
5. And how many edges? There must be 4.
4,
Okay. You take any vertex, any tree, this is a factor. Okay. And the second one is in a tree, there will be at least 2 vertices with degree 1. There will be at least 2 vertices with degree 1. So here, this is degree 1, this is also degree 1, and this is also degree 1. Okay. So these are the 2 important properties of a tree. Okay, if there are n vertices, then there will be n minus 1 edges. Okay, and there will be at least 2 vertices with a degree 1. Okay, is it clear? So a tree, basically a graph, I can call as a tree if it is connected and contains no cycles. Or you take any 2 vertices, there must be exactly one path. Then only I can call that as a tree. Okay. Now we'll discuss the spanning tree part. Spanning tree. We'll discuss spanning tree now. So spanning tree we'll discuss with respect to a graph. Okay, so first let me write down what is the definition of a spanning tree. Okay, then I already listed there are 4 approaches to construct the spanning tree, right? One minute. Yeah. A subgraph H of a graph G is called spanning tree of G if H is a tree and second condition is H contains all the vertices of G. Okay, so this is the basic definition of a spanning tree. Let's understand this definition. For example, you take this graph. A, B, C, D. Now for this graph, what is a spanning tree? So spanning tree is basically what? It is a subgraph of this, but it should contain all the vertices. Therefore, you take all the vertices as it is. Okay. Then you construct a tree. If you can form a tree by selecting some of these edges, then we can call that as a spanning tree. Now, can anyone tell me the edges? Of course, there are many spanning trees possible. Can anyone tell me what edges I can choose so that I can get one spanning tree? Okay, let me show one. I'll choose AB, AD, and AC. Okay, that's all. Now see, this is the spanning tree of this graph. Okay, this is a spanning tree. Spanning tree of, let's say if this is G, spanning tree of G, one of the possible spanning tree. Now see, here basically this I'm calling as a H. Okay, so what is H? H is a subgraph of G, and it must be a tree. See, it is a tree, and it is containing all the vertices of G. Okay. So can anyone tell me what are other spanning trees? Is there any other spanning tree? A, B, C, D. Anybody?
BC, CD, and CA, sir.
BC, CD,
And CA.
and CA. Right. So this is also one of the possible spanning tree. Is there any other spanning tree? Anybody?
BC, CD, DA.
BC, CD, DA. Right. This is also one of the possible spanning tree. Okay. See, all these are trees and containing all the vertices of the given graph. So therefore, all these are the spanning trees. Okay. Of course, there are many possible. But here one important point. How many edges that I have to remove to form a spanning tree? What is the formula for this? Let us say given graph contains n vertices. Okay. Given graph contains, let's say n vertices are there. Then how many edges I must remove from given graph so that I can form a spanning tree? What is the minimum number of edges that is to be deleted to form a spanning tree? What is the formula for this? Let's say given graph contains n vertices and m edges. So can anyone come up with a formula to tell me that how many edges I must remove?
M plus 1, sir.
M plus 1?
M plus 1 vertices. Sorry, hold on, sir. No, sir, one second. Just give me some time. I'll say something.
N is equal to, sorry, M is equal to N minus 1.
No,
Edges is vertices equal to edges minus 1.
First listen the question. I want a formula to say, okay, these many edges can be removed. What is the expression for it?
M minus 2.
M minus 2. No, here in this case, M minus 2 is fine for this particular example. But you should able to give, it's not always M minus 2, right? Let us say if this graph is having one more edge, then M minus 2 is not applicable. You should give a perfect formula. Let's say this is having one more, let's B2 do also one edge is there. Then M minus 2 is not relevant, right? Of course, when I have 4 vertices and 5 edges, I need to remove 2. I think you have observed here we have 3, here also we have 3, here also we have 3. Okay, tell me one important point. If there are n vertices in the graph, and finally I am forming a tree, how many edges should be there?
M minus 1 edges.
So I need n minus 1 edges, right? Is it clear? If there are n vertices, I need only at the end n minus 1 edges. But how many edges are given? How many edges are given? I given already. M edges are given in the graph. Okay, now tell me what is the formula to say these many edges must be removed. I need n minus 1 edges, but actually in the given graph, m edges are given. So therefore, how many edges has to be removed? It is m
minus n plus 1. Yeah, m minus n plus 1.
Yeah, m minus n plus 1. So this we call as technically circuit rank. Circuit rank. Circuit rank. What is circuit rank? Circuit rank is basically telling you circuit rank is telling you that is m minus n minus 1. Okay, where n is what is this? And m is edges. What it is indicating? The number of edges need to remove to form spanning tree. To form spanning tree. Okay, so that is the circuit rank. Okay. Any doubt in this? Anybody? Any doubt? Fine. Now we will discuss. I already told you for the spanning tree. These are the algorithms, right? BFS, DFS, Kruskal's algorithm, and the Prim's algorithm. These two algorithms are meant for graphs. Basically, there are two types: unweighted graphs and weighted graphs. Okay, and this BFS and DFS are basically for unweighted graphs. Unweighted graphs. And this Kruskal's and Prim's algorithm for weighted graphs. Nothing great in it. Weighted graph means edges contain some values. Okay, that value could be anything. That is distance between these two vertices, or that a value could be cost of traveling between. Let's say if the nodes represents two cities, then the cost of traveling between those two cities. It could be any value. So if edge carries some information, then that graph we can call as a weighted graph. Normally, whatever graphs we have seen, they are unweighted graphs. Edges, they are not carrying any information. Suppose if edge carries any information, so that information could be the distance between those two nodes, or the distance between those two vertices, or it could be the cost of traveling between those two cities. So here vertices are representing cities, for example. Or it could be any it may be the toll fare between those two cities. So any information if edge is carrying, then we can call that as a weighted graph. Okay. So now let us discuss BFS and DFS for getting the spanning tree. Okay. Breadth first search algorithm. Okay. So this is one of the spanning tree algorithm. Please make a note. Now here let us say this is the given graph. Yeah. Let's say this is the given graph. Okay. Now I want to construct a spanning tree by applying breadth first search algorithm. Okay. So listen carefully, all of you. So the procedure is very simple. First, we need to follow some ordering among the vertices. The ordering, normally we follow alphabetical order. That is, first we can study A, B, C, and dictionary order we follow. Okay. Now, in the we say level 0, we take first vertex, that is A. We take A. Okay. Now, in the second level, in the level 1, we add the vertices which are adjacent to A. Now tell me, what are the vertices adjacent to A in this case? Quickly respond.
BD and
BD. So BD also, again we have to follow the order. So dictionary order, if I follow, which vertex I have to take first?
B.
So in the second level, you take B and D. First B, then D, because we are following a dictionary order. So these are the vertices added in the level 2, level 1. Okay. Then in the next level, that's all. We go breadthwise. Level 2. Now you take B. What are the vertices adjacent to B?
C.
You just expand. Okay. Now if we take from this graph, it is A and C, but BA is already written here. Okay. Observe carefully. BA is already considered. A, B and B are the same. So therefore, it is C here. Any other edge for the B? No. And for the D, actually, if you see this graph, it is adjacent to A, adjacent to C, adjacent to E. Now, anyhow, DA is already present, right? And if I take C, it forms a cycle. So therefore, basically, we are talking about what? What is the topic? This is spanning tree. So tree should not contain cycle. Therefore, I cannot add a D and C. And what is the other edge left over? It is E. So take E here. Listen carefully. So I'm adding children to the D. Okay, for that you refer the graph back. So D is adjacent to A, C and E. DA is already present, so therefore I did not consider. But if I take DC, it forms a cycle. Therefore I did not consider. The remaining is E. So hence in the level 2, these two vertices I got. So this procedure I'll continue until I add all the vertices. That's all. Now for the C, tell me quickly, what are the children I can add for the C?
F and G.
Pardon me? No. C is not adjacent to F, first of all. C and F are not adjacent. There is no direct edge between C and F.
No edges.
No edges. So C has no children. What about E?
F and G.
Yes. F and G. So in the level 3, these are the vertices I got, F and G. Now for the next, you add for the F. What are the children for the F?
H.
So for the F, it is E already present. EFG form cycle. So only H is left over. So H. And for the G, GF form cycle. G is already present. GH forms a cycle. Okay. So that's all. G we cannot add further, right? Am I right?
Yes,
So
Yes, sir.
in the next level, level 4, I have only one vertex H. Now, what are the children I can add to the H? Breadthwise, all possible children.
IGK.
Yeah, I, J, K. F and G are adjacent. F is already present. G form cycle. So therefore, the remaining are I, J, K. That's all. So we say this is a spanning tree obtained by applying BFS algorithm on this graph. Okay, so this is the answer. But sometimes people will expect the same answer in this particular shape. Okay, then what you do is you can reorient the answer, take the vertices as it is, take the vertices as it is in the given graph. So I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, right? Now just add what are the edges we have here. AB we have, so therefore add AB. Then
AD,
AD we have, so you add AD.
BC,
BC, so you add BC here. Then DE, right? Just I'm going whatever edges are here, same edges I'm taking here. Then I have EF and
EF and EG.
EF and EG. Then for the F, FH. And for the H, it is HI, HJ, HK. Okay, please make a note. These two are same. These two are same. Absolutely, they are isomorphic. Okay, but sometimes they may expect answer something like this. So you draw this, then you can draw equivalently like this also. So you say this is a spanning tree obtained by applying BFS algorithm on the given graph. Okay, you have to write the answer. This is the spanning tree obtained by applying BFS algorithm. BFS algorithm on the given graph. Okay, is it clear? I'll give a question now. You can try it. You can try. This is one of the exercise question. It is there in the page number 490. Okay, you just try this. You can take your notebooks, quickly try for this. You please follow alphabetical order only once again. This is the given graph, follow alphabetical order and apply BFS. Okay, it is in the page number 490. Question number 6. A, 6A. 6B is also there, you can try later. Can you try this now or you will take this as homework? We'll stop here. You just try this. Tomorrow we'll continue discussing this answer and we'll see some more algorithms.